Hello and welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Anyone who is interested is welcome to join. We are waiting for our first participant, which happens to be Claudia. Hi, Claudia. Haven't seen you for a while.
Good afternoon from Basel. Can you hear me, Tana-chan?
Perfectly, very clear.
Yeah, very good. Yes. I'm glad to be here, and I changed my job. I returned working at a school and care for children at lunchtime and after lunch. So I love it. It's just a little job, but it's really a very nice job. And yeah, so far things are well for my family and me. But I have a question today. The daughter of my long year Buddhist friend who is practicing Mahayana Buddhism, her daughter died just a few days ago in a horrible car accident. My friend is still living in Germany and we are pretty far away from each other. So can Tana-chan give me some advice how I can how I can help her? I feel just helpless. The daughter was only 33 years old, and so what can I do for my friend?
There's nothing you can do for her. What can you do? You cannot bring her daughter back. You can show sympathy, and you can show your your feeling of sadness, and maybe talk Dhamma to her if she can, if she likes to talk Dhamma.
Mhm.
Remind her that the Buddha said everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. And I think if she can see this, then I think this can help her uh, make her not feeling too sad. But if she doesn't want to talk about it, then you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because the Buddha said death is normal, it's not something abnormal, but we take it as abnormal.
oh,
So that's
yeah,
our problem. We cannot
yeah,
accept death as being part of our life.
yeah,
And when it happens, it makes us very sad. But if we study and we practice the teaching of the Buddha, we can understand better who the body is and who the mind is, so that you can see that there are two separate persons. One the body and the other is the mind.
mhm,
And the body is impermanent. The mind, it just happened to be the possessor of this body. So it clings to this body and it feels sad when it has to lose this body.
yeah,
But if you know that this body will eventually have to go away if you know this ahead of time and prepare your mind, tell your mind to get ready to accept this when it happens. Then when things happen, it will not hurt the mind.
mhm, yeah, yeah,
So we always have to think of death every day. That's what the Buddha's teaching is about. We have to be always reminding ourselves that death is waiting for us around the corner.
yeah, indeed.
we we don't know which corner we're gonna come face to face with it.
Yeah,
But we will one day.
yeah,
All of us, everybody, nobody exempted. Even the Buddha himself had to face death also. But he faced it with equanimity. See. That's what we need is equanimity to be not be overwhelmed by the event,
Yeah.
to remain calm and strong, as if nothing has happened, as if everything is just normal phenomena.
Yeah.
It's like the rain falling, the snow falling, the heat wave. That is just like that, you know. It's just that we make a big thing out of it.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
suffer for it. Yeah, that's all.
I have to confess, when I saw the picture of this car accident and I saw the car where the young woman was in, I was shocked. So my grandfather was working on a cemetery, so actually death doesn't shock me too much. But when I saw this picture and just in my imagination how they pulled the body out of this car, there was nothing left. It was the first time I felt frozen. It was beyond words.
Well, because you haven't contemplated this thing before, see.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you have imagined this picture in your mind ahead of time, when it happened, then it will not, surprise you or
Yeah.
upset you. So you have to imagine all sort of ways of dying.
Yeah. That's true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
it sounds morbid, but it is something that if you want to be able to stand above it and not being affected by it, then we have to imagine all this scenario that can happen to us,
Yeah.
to our body.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Or at least just be able to accept that it's gonna come, death's gonna come to us.
Yeah.
Maybe not the scenario. The scenario is just really not that important. Because when you die, you can't see how you die anyway, right?
Yeah. So my way of thinking was, oh my goodness, what did this woman feel in the last moment? And so what I wonder, the same could also happen to me, a horrible accident. And so I wonder, what can I do that I have the Buddha in my mind or the Dhamma when a car is coming and I can't escape? So this is also the way I think, how can I practice that this is solid in my heart and in my mind, um, that I'm not reborn in a horrible on a horrible place, but having always something of the Dhamma in my mind, just if such a thing should hit me, that I can be reborn in a realm where I still have access to the teaching of the Buddha. So this is also what's in my mind.
So that's why you have to prepare yourself for that.
Mhm.
And the best way to face that with equanimity and with wisdom. Equanimity is that your mind remains still and calm, and wisdom accept that this is the way it works. This is the way how the body will have to be one day.
Mhm.
So, but as far as how you die doesn't contribute to where you will be born next. Where you will be born next is contributed by the sum of your good or bad, the difference between your good or bad karma. If you have made more bad karma than good karma, then you will be born in an undesirable state of existence. But if the difference is you have more good karma than bad karma, then the good karma will send you to a pleasant realm of existence.
Mhm.
Not how you die, not how you react to that, whether you reacted with excitement or fear, or this doesn't determine how you will be reborn next.
It's good to know.
But it will make you pass away peacefully or not peacefully. This is something you have to practice meditation
Mhm.
to control your mind. so that when it comes face to face with that, it can remain calm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very helpful. Very helpful. Thank you very much.
So what we have to do is do a lot of meditation for equanimity. Then we also have to contemplate on anicca, impermanent nature of the body, and anatta, not being yourself. You are not the body. The body is just your servant, someone you use to take you around, to do things for you. One day you have to give up this body.
Yeah.
And the way to see whether you can let go or not is sometimes you have to take the experiment, take the test of exposing your body to some form of danger. Like go stay alone in the forest for one night and see how you react when your fear arises.
Mhm.
Can you subdue your fear or not? Can you let go of your attachment to the body or not? This will be apparent. You need something like a test to see whether you pass the test or not.
Mhm. Yeah.
Once you pass the test, then you have no worry about that anymore. You won't, you
I'm very
know,
scared of thunderstorms, so if I'm in the next thunderstorm, I can do the
yeah,
test.
yeah, anything that scare you, and that when you're fearful of that,
Yeah.
and try
Yeah.
to see if you're able to take a test or not. That's another question.
Yeah. Yeah. So if a thunderstorm with flashlights that really scare me to death should hit me, and I will pass the test, I will let Tanachan know if I
Yeah,
passed it or not. Yeah.
just go out of the house and sit in the rain and expose yourself to the lightning.
Uh-huh. Maybe first I tried if the lightning surprises me, and yeah, yeah, yeah. But here in Switzerland, a lot of thunderstorm happens, so I think my teacher flashlight will come very soon again. Yeah, yeah,
But you
yeah.
need
So
you need a mind with equanimity before you can take the test.
yeah,
Because if you don't have equanimity, you will not be able to overcome your fear and push your body into the open.
yeah. So
Practice
the good,
practice more meditation first until
yeah,
you get to jhana, get to equanimity. Then after that, then you can take the test using wisdom to see whether you can really accept the wisdom that you have been taught or not. Anicca, dukkha, anatta.
yeah. That I also wanted to report something about my meditation. So this is perfectly fine. The Tanachan did mention it. So I think currently I'm doing a kind of good progress in my meditation. So some weeks ago, it started that I realized much faster when thoughts arise. And when thoughts or some feelings arise, I try to label it just with feelings and I go back to observing the breath. And I realize that my mind is getting more and more in a calm condition when I realize as soon as possible that there is a thought arising or a negative feeling arising. And so this is a good motivation to maintain the practice until the next thunderstorm comes. So it's a yeah, I hope that it's a sign that I'm on a good way in meditation.
Yes, the goal is to maintain calm, to control your mind, to keep it calm all the time, not be agitated or restless by whatever situation that can happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so practice mindfulness. You need a lot of mindfulness.
Yes.
Mantra is a good way of getting mindfulness. When you get angry, when you feel afraid, recite the mantra. This will stop your mind from having anger or having fear.
Yeah. Yeah. My mantra that usually helps is the word nirvana, nibbana.
Fine, any kind of mantra,
Yeah.
any word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much for your very helpful advice, and I will keep my practice. And we will have vacation now for 6 weeks, so I hope to be more here on Zoom every Tuesday.
Okay.
Thank you very much,
You're
Tanacha.
welcome. See you again.
See you again.
Next, Ricardo from Uruguay. Ricardo, you're in the winter now, huh? Very cold. You must put on the jacket.
It's very cold. Nice to see you, Jan. Nice to talk to all the Kalayanitas. Yes, it's very cold. Yesterday was -1 degree centigrade. So, and there was a very, very big storm with even kind of snow that it doesn't happen usually here, but climate changes are doing all that. Right now, I have no questions. I'm happy to be here, to be with you and all the friends that we have.
Maybe if you
Thank
have
you.
any later, if we still have time, you can ask later.
Thank you.
Okay, Piao and Indira from Toronto. Toronto is in the summer now. Huh?
I got it. Yeah, it's very warm. It's getting warmer. Like took a couple of days. It's been humid and 40 degrees.
Hot,
maybe it's close to your weather. Perhaps maybe you're cooler than us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a heat wave covering
Heat wave.
North America.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's good. I mean, in a way, it was cold for a while, so it's unusually cold summer. But now suddenly
It's too hot now. Two extremes.
Two extremes.
Yeah.
Not the middle path.
Whether we have no control, as you said, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's true.
And you don't feel as suffering as you with some other thing. You accept it because you can accept it.
Yes.
Yes, Tanacha.
Yeah, even but the evening time it cools down.
Yes.
But a lot of mosquitoes, just like in Thailand now.
Like Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Oh, really? You have mosquitoes in Canada?
Yes, yes. So I had to put a net. I have an outdoor meditation area, so I have a net I use. Otherwise, it's hard to stay in there. Just they come and attack the big guys, you know.
Okay, you have any comment or any
no,
word or advice?
No. The question I have is today is about now when you talk about Nibbana, I mean, Sabba Sankara Samato, all the Sankaras, the thoughts, you have repeatedly told us that thought process is stopped completely. Now, in jhanas, the fourth jhana is temporary distinguishing or stilling the thought process, but obviously when you come out, it starts again. Now, in a Nibbanic state where Sabba Sankara Samato, the thoughts are completely Visankara Gatan Chittang, there is no thought process involved in the mind. So you just the observer, pretty much. So no activity. But that's during the state of the meditation. But when you come out of it, obviously, there are thoughts happening. So the reason for these thoughts are due to underlying defilements, such as the implicit kind of memories, such as we call it, I think the Pali term is asava, or taints, or like fermentation, different translations for it. So these are like thoughts which kind of pops up. So as long as there's craving, these thoughts are going to pop up. right? And the craving is the one that these thoughts pop up, and then you start thinking about that idea or whatever that comes up. So in an arahat, there's no spontaneous thoughts popping up because there's no more craving for these ideas or subconscious underlying defilements or even memories, implicit memories. Is that how that works?
Well, the way I interpret it is that the thought of Arahant and Buddhas are different from the unenlightened beings, in the sense that in unenlightened being, their thoughts are driven by defilement, by avijja, by vicca kilesa. Why the thought of the Buddha and Arahant is not driven by the defilement. They are driven by Dhamma, by truth, by loving kindness, by the four Brahmavihara. So this is the difference between the mind of the Buddha and an enlightened person and an unenlightened person.
Yeah. So when they talk about the hallmark of arahatship is asavakya, jnana, and the last other two may or may not be there for an arahat. Asavakya is no asrava, no taints or no fermentations at all. Like pretty much it's gone. Asavakya, like akina asava is another name for arahat, the no more asava. So these thoughts, spontaneous, as you say, defilements, which pops up based on greed, hatred, and delusion. I think it's mainly the craving. I think the main pull for this. And so therefore there's no, only if they want to think, yes, they can think. They want to discuss Dhamma, they can teach all. But for us, it's just whatever we see, even if we shut all our senses, 5 senses, the 6th sense is still, if you close your eyes, like go to a quiet place, no smell, no taste, but still the 6th, the mind is at work, right? Bringing in thoughts and sankhara.
And cravings.
Yeah.
Always
So
driven by craving.
it's driven by craving. The main pull is a craving. I guess that's the second noble truth.
Yes. So you have to get rid of the cravings with the practice of meditation and with jhana and vipassana. Then you can get rid of all your cravings. But you still have the 5 khandhas. The 5 khandhas is not the problem. It is the mind that is being driven by the defilements. That's the problem. Once the mind can get rid of the defilement, then the mind will use the khandha in a way that doesn't hurt itself.
Yeah. So you use the skandha in a more skillful way. The skandhas, like for example, you use the body to sit and breathe. That is kaya, first skandha. The second skandha, your rupa vedana, like pleasant feelings about the breathing or whatever the feelings, and the perception about the breath. Then the thoughts in and out, long breath, short breath, that is vitakka vichara. And then finally, knowing about all this is the 5th skandha. So we are using the same skandha in action.
Yes, with a different driver. The person who drives this thing is an enlightened or an unenlightened person. The Buddha drives the 5 khandhas. It's still the same old car, but the driver is different. The driver might have gone through the alcoholic treatment program. So when he drives when he's well, he drives the car.
We are all intoxicated.
That's right. We all drive drunken. We're all drunken drivers.
Ummatto prutakjana.
Yes. So intoxicated by youth. I think the intoxication, Buddha talks about different intoxication in the sutra. Intoxication by health, youth, or the age, like longevity. So you get intoxicated, all this. Like I'm strong, I'm young, I can't die. You get intoxicated.
You're reckless.
Yes, we get reckless. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, are you working today?
Yes, we are working. Yes, yes,
You're
yes.
in the office now. And the
Yes, in
clinic.
the office. Yes, we got lots of time. I think I start at 10:30, so it's another hour to go.
Okay.
Thank
Good.
you,
Thank you.
Ajahn, for sharing your wisdom.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
Okay, next, get Yenso from Penang.
Ajahn, good evening. No question, Tan Ajahn, just to say regards.
Okay, Marco from the Netherlands, Holland.
Hi, Tanajan, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Always good here. I would like to report my homework, please.
Sure, go ahead.
I feel that I've been making progress. It's been now a bit more than a year that I've been practicing pretty intensely. And now that the summer period is around here, I finally am at the point where I don't have a fear of failing anymore, which means that in the past, I wanted to be a good person and I wanted to not have to look at women, for instance, in the past. So I kind of got afraid of it in the beginning of my practice. So I was trying to get away from these situations. And I finally am at the point that I'm not afraid of what's happening. I'm not afraid of the Vedana that comes up, but I don't give it anything because I immediately started thinking about the truth about it. And that's been giving me a lot of confidence. So I feel that now I'm in a position where I'm able to say to myself, you've progressed a lot, and I know that I'm not done yet, but I have a feeling that it's going in the right direction. And because of that, my meditation's been going pretty well as well. I feel that I'm letting go of the craving of having some kind of result from the meditation, leading to more peaceful feeling, leading to less thought, which is exactly what I tried to achieve. Situation at work still is a situation at work, but I'm leaving it as it is. It's not me. I'm not identifying myself with it, and I'm trying to find the three characteristics in it as well. And all in all, it's going pretty well. I'm actually looking forward to my time away from work as well, which is coming up soon. So all in all, I feel I'm progressing. Still a lot of work to go, but I feel like I've crossed some kind of, I don't know, I stepped up one of the steps, many steps that are to make, which gives me confidence, and I'm happy about that, actually. I feel more peaceful, so I don't have really any questions today. Just want to pay my respect and say thank you for all the wise words. And I think I understand now the whole point of not thinking.
Yes, the whole point is to take control of your defilement. Try to reduce them and eliminate them and completely if you can. Your craving, your love, hate, fear, and delusion.
Yeah, I think that
just exists like a robot, no feeling.
exactly. It's like right
but
now
but
when
a happy robot,
a smiling robot. So one of the things that I'm seeing now is that the real truth behind things comes up way faster, which means that you don't really get enchanted with stuff anymore. You don't really get the feeling like, okay, this is fun, this is not fun, because you're kind of seeing what fun is. That it's just distraction. That is not accepting that everything changes, not accepted that actually you're suffering, not accepted that actually that what you're identifying or so what is done, it's not existing. It's just this state that you're in, this phenomena that's happening at this point in time that I give some kind of value, which it doesn't even deserve if you think about it, because whenever I try to giving it a value, I'm not seeing the big picture anymore. At least that's the feeling that I get. It's like in the past, I had the feeling that I was sending my energy everywhere else, which actually meant that I was getting extremely tired. Whereas now I try to pull everything inside, which gives more brightness and it feels way better. And I think that that's the right approach.
Yes, when your mind becomes calm, you feel stronger.
Yeah, it's very evident and it's very difficult to explain how it feels, but it's true. If I compare myself as a person from a year ago, obviously I'm not the same person because a person doesn't even exist the way we think it is, but it's really different. It's really different. There's a very different sense of yeah, I'd like to call it strength, really. It's letting the strength is in letting go of worrying about many things, about holding on to so many things, and it feels like in the past I was actually picking up the problem that I got annoyed with, and then not seeing that I'm actually making that problem by picking it up. Whereas now it's just like, just let it go. It's not even a problem. If you don't pick it up, it's not a problem anymore. It's like it's gone. So it's like this active step that I was trying to force myself to do, which I was not able to do, because by trying to force myself, I was actually creating it. And I'm not not doing that gives the confidence, I think.
Yes, just to let go of everything.
Yeah.
Because eventually you won't have to give up everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we were talking about that with my wife as well. So we heard some news about people that got robbed or stuff that got stolen. And I'm fairly confident to say now, if something gets stolen from my house, okay, it's like it is what it is, not me anyway. So it's not even mine if I really think about it. So why worry so much about it? Whereas in the past I was extremely worried, like, oh, what if I have less stuff? It's now it's like, well, it doesn't really matter. It's okay.
That's right. You should always look after your mind first. Make sure your
Yeah,
mind is not disturbed by whatever things that can happen.
exactly. And the only one that can steal your mind is actually you yourself. And that's the beauty of it, which means that you can fix it yourself too, right? Like creating your own problems.
Your delusion is the one that causing your mind to.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you try to use wisdom to counter your delusion. Try to think of the three characteristics of existence all the
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Everything is anicca, everything is anatta, everything will cause you dukkha if you cling to them.
If I identify myself with it and make it mine, right?
Mhm.
True.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. When are you gonna start traveling? Next month?
Next month. So I think we're gonna fly on the 9th of July, if I'm not mistaken. So it's
Mhm.
gonna be a good period to be away from work. Chang, you never know what's gonna happen. Maybe we won't go, then we won't go. We'll see.
Yeah.
The tickets
Okay.
are there.
All right, good. Maybe see you later. See you then.
Yes, hopefully. Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Celia from Peru. You came in a few times and just left the room
Hello,
without
Prajan.
saying hello.
No, Prajan, is that I have to leave at 9 a.m. my time. I
Right.
think that's 9 p.m. Yeah, to attend to my mother. So
It's
yes.
almost time.
No, it's still there's like half
Half
an
an
hour. I'm
hour,
happy to.
yeah.
Yes. Actually, today I don't have questions, but I had been telling you about the surgery of my mother. It was going to be last week actually, but it was postponed to this week due to a possible infection that at the end it wasn't. But still, it has postponed again, and it's going to be maybe this weekend or probably next week. But it gives me more time, to reflect on death, on separation from loved ones, and just preparing on if things don't go well, no, or don't go as expected, because obviously you expect a third surgery to go well. And yeah, trying to be more mindful. It gives me some days to practice more mindfulness, and I think I see the enormous value that it has, no?
Yes, you're gonna have to accept this thing. If the surgery is successful this time, it means there'll be another surgery waiting her around the corner.
Exactly, exactly. This is a third surgery that she has,
Yeah.
not the third brain surgery, so it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you always have to think of the ultimate, the, that eventually she's gonna have to lose the battle. Like we all will have to lose the battle. And this is not something to be ashamed of, to be afraid of. It's just normal.
But it hurts, no? I think it's the fear of having to pass through this suffering, no? Either her death or my death, no? Having to pass through this is like, yeah.
You have to practice dying first, so that you know that it's nothing to be afraid or fearful at all. Dying just like going to sleep.
Yeah. but it needs a lot of practice, I think, to get to that point. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a lot of equanimity, and you also have to find the time to take the test. The
But the tests are
the test
easy,
of giving
no?
up your body, huh?
Like to put yourself, as you were telling
Yeah,
one of the
exposed to
first
some form.
participants.
Yeah, exposed to some form of danger.
But I think that's not that difficult, no? Because if I go out at night here, there can be a person that wants to steal. Depends on the place, no, where you go. But there can be
Yeah.
a person that can steal you, and here they steal you with guns, and it's a very, I don't know,
The goal
it can
is
be very fearful.
to raise fear within yourself and see if you can get rid of the fear by giving up your body.
Yeah, it requires a lot of practice, I think. Yeah, yeah. I see your point. I see where should we all get with that practice, but yeah, it requires a little practice, a lot of effort, I think.
Mhm.
Should we practice that even if our degree of mindfulness is not so strong?
It's up to you to decide. Yeah.
Okay, good. Then I should do it from now on.
But usually, if you're not strong enough, you know yet you cannot take the test yet.
Yes, yes. Sometimes the test comes when you are not expecting it, no? You think that you're
Right.
practicing well, and then it comes, oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't enough.
Then you're forced to take the test. Then you know whether you passed or not.
Yeah, yeah. I see that. Well, just to continue with the practice, I think.
Good. Okay, no question.
No questions today. I come early. I'm very early in the queue, and today is the day that I didn't have questions. But happy to talk to you, and happy to see you, and happy to see that you're doing well.
Okay, thank you.
Take care, Brian. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Don't have any questions. I mean, I think that the questions and answers before this were really very helpful, especially the discussion with Dr. Piao earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go to
You.
Alex Turpin then. Alex from the UK, right?
Hello, Tanajan. Yes, that's right. That's right. Tanajan, I just wanted to first of all pay my respects, and I also wanted to say that I've been taking on board your comments. I believe last time we spoke about metta being something that you do rather than a practice that you sit in your house at home and do sort of privately. So I've been trying to do that more, in terms of smiling and in terms of how I act, as well as just, sitting at home and practicing bhavana. Yes, so I've been trying to do that. I've also been thinking about anger and ill will and trying to, I suppose I'm just looking at it and realizing how irrational it is, because it's tempting to think that if I'm angry about something or I'm angry at someone, that their behavior is the reason. But actually, if that was the case, then you would think that the worse the action, the angrier I would feel. But that's not the case, because for example, today I was doing some walking meditation, and someone actually charged into me from behind, and I was a little disoriented from it, but I wasn't angry at the person. But then someone did something a little while ago that was much milder and that made me really angry. And that made me think, oh, actually, the anger is not from the event, it's from me.
From your expectation. When you're not getting what you want, then you can get angry. But if you don't have an expectation, then you won't get angry.
Yes.
So it's up to how strong your anger is depends on how strong your expectation is.
Yes.
When you're expecting something and you cannot get what you want, then you get angry. When you're not expecting anything, then you don't get angry when things happen to you.
I think one thing I was thinking today, because I was looking at my feelings during this event when this person charged into me and after, and I don't think I felt any anger or much anger at all, but I was struggling to feel goodwill for that person because I was thinking about the simile of the saw and realizing that I'm actually still quite a long way off that. That, you know, if bandits are attacking me with a two-handled saw, that I should have feelings of goodwill towards them, whereas I didn't have goodwill for that person. I don't think I had a lot of ill will for him, but I certainly didn't have a lot of goodwill. What did help somewhat was the fact that I think two things. One was recognizing that this person is the owner of their karma and the heir of their karma, and this person will have to inherit whatever karma that they do. And this person has behaved unskillfully, and they will have to accept the results of that. And another thing that's helped me, well, I don't know if that's helped, but one thing that I think may be helpful is to think that, oh, actually, even though it was an unpleasant event, this could be the fruition of karma that I've done in a previous life. And if it hadn't borne fruit in this particular situation, it may have borne fruit in terms of me being reborn in hell or as an animal or something like that. And when I compare it to that, it doesn't seem so bad. It seems very mild by comparison.
Yes, that's a good way of subduing your anger.
Ajahn, I wanted to ask about, so I was reading a sutta recently, and I just wanted to ask for your for your understanding, please. So it was the Majjhima Nikaya, I think 136, and the Buddha is talking about it's talking about people going to different realms of existence after death, even if they perform a good or bad action. And there's one part where he says, I'll just read a little bit if that's okay. So it says, now Ananda, in the case of a person who takes life and holds wrong and so on and holds wrong view, and with the breakup of the body after death reappears in a plane of deprivation, a bad destination, a lower realm, hell, either earlier he performed evil action that is to be felt as painful, or later he performed evil action that is to be painful, or at the time of death he adopted and carried out wrong view. And I looked at that, and I looked at the words carried out, and I was a bit confused about that, because when it says adopted and carried out, that implies that there are two things going on there, right, at the point of death. One, that a person has wrong view, and two, that a person is, on the basis of that wrong view, undertaking some action. So my question for Ajahn is, what does that mean? What does it mean to not only have wrong view at the point of death, but to undertake wrong view? And if Ajahn would also not mind talking a bit more about what precisely happens at the moment of death, that would be, I think, very helpful. Thank you.
Well, I just mentioned this before when I was talking to Claudia about at the time of death. At the time of death, how we die, how we react to death, doesn't determine our reborn in the next realm. What determines where we will reborn is our good or bad karma, depending on which one is greater. If your bad karma is greater than your good karma, then your bad karma will then take your mind to the deprivation realm of existence. But if your good karma is more than your bad karma, then the good karma will take you to the realm of heavens, for instance. But as far as the way you die, it will only affect you during that time. Sometimes you might die painfully, or sometimes you might die calmly. This doesn't decide where you will take birth in the next realm of existence.
But the Buddha is saying in this sutta that having wrong view and carrying out wrong view can actually lead to an unfavorable rebirth, even if you've lived a virtuous life in this life.
Yeah, I cannot comment on that. So.
Okay.
What I said, I might be wrong. I don't know, but this is how I understand it from my practice.
Okay. I'm just okay.
So don't worry about it too much. If you want to die calmly and peacefully, you have to accept death when it comes, and you have to have enough equanimity to make the mind calm and accept death.
Okay. I think I need to practice mindfulness of death because it's something I don't do much of at all, if any. So, okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Tammy-chan.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Justine in Toronto or California. I forgot.
I'm in Vancouver right now.
Vancouver. Okay.
So tonight I have some questions about dependent origination. So could you kind of explain the part where Sankara conditions Vijnana and why Vijnana conditions Namarupa, which conditions the six senses?
Well, it is like a flowchart in a computer programming. You start with step 1 and goes to step 2, step 3, and so forth. So step 1 in the dependent origination start with avijja, or ignorance. Avijja will drive the sankhara, the mind, the thinking of the mind, to think in terms of seeking sensual pleasures for happiness. So in the sankhara thing of sensual pleasure, it has to go to vijnana to do the work of connecting it to the body. See? And once it's connected to the body, then it will then be able to see, hear the sensual objects. That's when you have the contact between the sensual organs and the sensual objects. And when there are contact, what comes next is the feeling. When you see something good, you have good feeling arising. If you see something bad, you have bad feeling arising. Okay. After feeling comes craving. When you see something good, you crave for it. When you see something bad, you crave not to want it, not to want it. So, and once you have craving, then you will have attachment to what you crave for. Once you get what you want, then you want to get attached. You become attached to what you get for. Like if you get a boyfriend, you will become attached to your boyfriend. You don't want to lose him, right? But then if you should lose him, then you say, okay, I'll get a new one. So you get a new what we call new becoming. Go and get a new one. When you lose this one, you get a new one. So when you die, then you will take rebirth, so that you can continue on going after this dependent origination cycle.
Okay. Is this vijnana different from the sense consciousness, which arises only after the body comes in contact with external objects?
The vijnana is one of the four namakanda. Its function is to be able to receive the sensual objects from the body, and then send it to the mind, so that the mind can feel from these sensual objects, good feeling, bad feeling, and neutral feeling. And then you will then have sankhara, then you have cravings for what you come across. You have good feeling, you want to keep it. You have bad feeling, you want to get rid of it. See, these are craving. The desire to possess or the desire to discard, to get rid of things. It depends on the thing. If they give you good feeling, you want to keep it, right? If you have bad feeling, you want to get rid of it.
And is avijja different? How is avijja different from kilesas?
Avijja is the not knowing that where true happiness is. Avijja think happiness is in the sensual objects. But you have to teach the mind that the sensual objects are not the real source of happiness. They can give you some temporary happiness, but in the end, they'll give you suffering or sadness, because when you lose your sensual objects that you like, you feel sad. So this is what we call wisdom, to see that sensual objects are anicca, dukkha, anatta, in order to counter the avijja. Once you have wisdom, then you'll stop going after sensual pleasures. So when you stop going after sensual pleasures, then you stop rebirth. There's no need to go to get a new body when you lose this body, because you don't need a body anymore.
So kilesas is not able to see the three characteristics of existence. So how is avijja different from that? Or are they more or less the same thing?
Yes, they need somebody like the Buddha to come and tell them that what you're doing is wrong. You're going after suffering, not going after happiness. Because what you think is happiness is just temporary happiness, and one day it will disappear. And then when that thing that makes you happy disappear, then you have sadness replace the happiness that you have. So the Buddha said sensual pleasure, sensual objects are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. Don't go after them. Stop your craving. And when you stop your craving, your mind will become calm and peaceful and happy. And then you feel that you don't need to have anything to make you happy. The way to make you happy is to get rid of all your cravings of sensual pleasures by meditating, by calming the mind. Okay.
Thank you, Tenaja.
Okay. Next, Alvin from Malaysia, from Kuala Lumpur.
Namaskar, Ajahn. Ajahn, just wondering, just now we were talking about death and the trying to die with equanimity. I'm just wondering, if the person hasn't gone into the stream, is it possible for them to achieve equanimity at the moment of death? Is it possible?
Well, if you practice a lot of jhana, when you feel painful of the body, you can get the mind to jhana and then not be affected by the pain of the body or the death of the body.
Right. Okay. That means you achieve jhana, but you are still not a stream enterer. You haven't even achieved sota.
Right, because you haven't accepted death yet. You still run away from it by getting to jhana. That's what people did before the Buddha became enlightened. When they face death, if they can get into jhana, that's how they face death with, is to go into jhana. But you don't get rid, by going to jhana, you don't get rid of your cravings for sensual pleasure, which requires you to have a new body. So you will reborn again.
Right. It would be a good rebirth. And is it possible for them to be reborn in the Brahma world as well, the jhana Brahma world?
Well, if you have jhana, then you're reborn in the rupa or arupa realm. But eventually, when the jhana disappear, then your sensual pleasure craving will then pull you to take birth in the human realm again.
Okay. All right.
Because the jhana cannot get rid of the sensual cravings. It can only suppress it temporarily when the jhana is strong. But when the jhana weakens, then the sensual pleasure then can come into action, and it will then drive the mind to go take birth as a human in the human realm, in the sensual pleasure realm of existence. Then when you're born, you will continue with your old habit. You will then practice jhana again, because this is how you find it's good for you. You want to enjoy sensual pleasure, but you cannot yet get rid of it. You don't know how to get rid of it. You have to use the wisdom the Buddha said. You have to see the sensual objects that you crave for are anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then you will stop your craving permanently. You're craving for sensual pleasure permanently. And you see the sensual object as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. This knowledge only comes with the Buddha. Nobody else knows this. The three characteristics of existence, nobody knows.
Understood.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Next, outsourcing from Penang.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Okay, how is your practice?
Okay. Most of my sittings, I go into samadhi. But sometimes the samadhi comes very fast, but sometimes a bit slow. But I think all depends on my mindfulness.
Yes, when you're in samadhi, you have no suffering. But when you come out of samadhi, then you can have suffering, because your defilement start working again, right?
Yes.
You start to
I
crave
feel-
for this, crave for that, like this, or hate that.
Yes. But I think my thoughts nowadays more wholesome thoughts than unwholesome thoughts. I think I stay throughout the day. I'm calm and peaceful.
Try to teach your mind all day when you see or hear things that they are all anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Okay, I'll do that.
Then eventually your reaction toward them will disappear. You will just be merely knowing them and not reacting to them with love, hate, fear, or delusion. When you see the three characteristics of existence, then you start reacting to them with love, with hate, with fear, or delusion. If you don't see the three characteristics of existence, you will still react with love, hate, fear, or delusion. Understand?
Yes. I'll do more contemplation.
This is wisdom. See, this is the way to contemplate wisdom. Contemplate on the three characteristics of existence, on every object of your craving. Whatever object you like or dislike, you have to see them as the being having the three characteristics of existence. Then you can then stop reacting to them, leave them alone.
I'll do that. I'll try to do that.
Okay. You understand?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much,
Then
Dada.
eventually your mind will be in equanimity even when you're not in samadhi.
Okay.
Because your mind is not reacting to anything anymore.
Okay. I'll try to practice that.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you come out of samadhi, every time you see something, hear something, you say anicca, anicca, anatta, anatta, dukkha. Okay. You like something, you say dukkha. You hate something, you say dukkha. Don't be attached to them. Don't cling to them. Don't rely on them to keep you happy, because they can only make you happy temporarily.
You must stay equanimous.
Just remain equanimity. Just not reacting. Remain in contentment. Remain in contentment. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you very much for the
You're
guidance.
welcome. Next, Mike from New York.
Greetings, Tana John.
How are
Thank you for
you?
taking me. I'm good. It's very hot in New York. We're experiencing a heat wave right now.
Yeah, I see.
Is that hot in Thailand?
Well, we usually about 30 degrees Celsius, which is about 80 or 90, somewhere 90 degrees.
So yeah, it's in the high 90s today, so maybe even a little hotter than Thailand.
Mhm.
I was thinking today about the worldly winds, and the Buddha's teaching about not getting caught up in successes and failures, and how those things are all impermanent and subject to change. I was just curious if you had any insights about kind of, remaining equanimous while the worldly winds kind of change.
Well, in order to remain equanimous, you will have to not be depending on the worldly things to keep you happy. See, if you still depend on them, then you want them to last forever. And when they don't last forever, when they change or when they disappear, they can cause you sadness, make you sad. So try not to rely on them. Rely on meditation for your happiness instead. Instead of watching a movie, go sit and meditate for 2 hours. Then eventually you won't have to rely on the movie to keep you happy, because you can meditate. You can be happy with meditation. So the goal is to use meditation to replace your reliance on the worldly sensual pleasures. The more you can meditate, the more contentment you will have, and the less you will want to have any sensual pleasures for your happiness. Because sensual pleasure is not reliable. They are temporarily. They're constantly changing. Sometimes they can be here, and the next time they can be gone. Sometimes you can have it, sometimes you cannot have it. So it's better not to rely on these things to keep you happy. But learn how to meditate. Because once you know how to meditate, you can always meditate and make yourself happy. Okay.
Thank you, Tana John.
If you haven't yet, if you still have to rely on this sensual pleasure, these worldly things to keep you happy, you just have to constantly remind yourself that things can change, things can go up and things can come down, so that you at least be prepared for the change or for the losses that you might have to acquire. Don't be delusional to think that everything will be good and good and well all the time. Things can always change, and you don't know when the change can take place. Sometimes suddenly, sometimes it takes a long time, but it will change from good to bad, and then back from bad to good again. They're just like a seesaw going up in a roller coaster. Life is like a roller coaster.
Dukkha.
Yeah, dukkha when it comes down, happiness when it goes up. If you don't want to have to experience this thing, then don't rely on this thing to make you happy. Rely on meditation. Because meditation, you can always have it anytime once you know how to do it. Okay, anything else?
That's it for today. Thank you so much, Tana John.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Intan from Indonesia. Where have you been, Intan? Haven't seen you a while.
Yes, Ajahn, I'm unwell, Ajahn.
You're working, busy working.
No, Ajahn, I'm unwell, Ajahn.
You are what? Unwell?
Yes,
I see. So you are well now.
more better.
Okay. Any question?
No, I don't have question, Ajahn.
Just want to say hello.
Yes, just want to pay respect to Ajahn. Nice to meet you, Ajahn.
Yeah, good to see you too. I'll go to Lynn now, still in Australia. In Perth, right? Western Australia. Or
No,
Sydney.
Sydney.
Sydney. Okay.
Yes. I'll be here until next week. Yeah, next week. Right. Yeah. And then go back to Indonesia again to work.
Go back to the heat.
Just want to let you know that last week I went to see an eye specialist to have an eye check, and then it turned out that the result was that I got 2 holes on my retina on the right eye and 1 hole on the left eye. So as soon as when I heard about that, I was very upset. And then, but I remember what Ajahn have always been telling us, that we need to realize that we are subjected to aging, sickness, and death. And then these are all anicca and anatta. So I'm more.
So you feel better that way?
Yeah, I felt a lot better at that time because I need to do the treatment straight away on the day. And then when they did the laser treatment on my eye, my body was more relaxing, and then I was more able to accept the treatment because it was a bit painful. And then because of the light was too bright at that time. Yeah. So
it means your practice help you to face this suffering situation.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the purpose of practicing, to protect the mind from suffering when it has to be exposed to some form of suffering.
So I'm very grateful of your teaching, Ajahn, all this time to us and especially to me.
I always refer to the Buddha. It's not my teaching. I'm just a postman carrying his message to you.
Yeah,
if you want to thank me for being a postman. But not
a noble postman.
Okay, good to hear. Give me the strength to continue on with my work.
Yeah, I will. Yes, thank you.
That you find that your work is useful to some people, help them in time of need, help them in time of stress.
Yes, meditation always helps, and we don't know when unexpected and bad things that would happen to us, and it will always be our refuge, actually.
Yeah, like the Buddha said, the teaching, the giving of Dhamma is the best gift of all.
That's very true.
Okay, good. Keep reminding yourself, this is not all your problem. You're still going to have to lose your body eventually. So don't be complacent. Always reminding yourself that the body is anicca. The sensual organs, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body is also subjected to dukkha anatta. That's all you need to know, is just anicca, dukkha, anatta, and the Four Noble Truths. They are actually linked together. The Four Noble Truths and the 3 characteristics of existence, because they have dukkha as the linkage. the three characteristics have dukkha. So are the Four Noble Truths, also dukkha. So it's all about dukkha. You have to see that everything in this world is dukkha, is suffering, not happiness. So then you can then don't have to go after them, because when you go after things in this world, because you think they are happiness, then you can be disappointed and not getting happiness and get suffering instead. Like you are suffering right now. This is because you think that the things you have is good for you, will make you happy. But one day the things that you have can also disappear. You can lose them. When you lose them, then you feel unhappy. You feel sad. So this is right view. The view of that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta, and the dukkha is caused by your craving or attachment to the things. That is anicca, anatta. Understand?
Yes.
So don't be attached to anything. Don't rely on anything except meditation, because that's the only thing that you can rely on and will be always there for you when you need it. Everything else is not reliable. Sometimes they can be there and sometimes they won't be there. Okay?
Yes.
Anything else?
Oh, no.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll go to Gary from Singapore. Hi, Gary.
Hello, Ajahn. I have no question tonight. Just happy to be listening. Thank you.
Okay. B. Ravin from Bangkok.
Good evening to you, Prajan. Nice to see you again.
Yes, nice to see you too.
Prajan, just reflecting on our discussion earlier today, where you were mentioning a lot about death contemplation, I have the realization I'm not doing enough of it.
That's
When
right.
I
The Buddha
meditate,
said.
yeah.
The Buddha said you have to do it every in and out of your breathing until you don't forget, until it's always in the back of your mind. And every time you make a decision, you always have that as part of the formula, as part of the decision making. You don't
So
do
it will
that.
change. It will change the way I
Yeah,
look at life, right?
that's right. You will be less less attaching to things, less clinging to things, have less attachment, have less craving to things. Because what's the point of having so many things when you die? You don't take anything with you at all. So then you want to just have just the basic necessity of life.
Yes, I realize the only time I think of death is when I come out of meditation. I find it easiest then, but it's not enough. I realize that.
Yeah, you need a calm mind to reflect on death. When your mind is not calm, your defilement will try to prevent you from thinking about death. Because your defilement wants to live forever. So it's good.
Yes.
At least you can contemplate when you come out from meditation.
I do, and it does help, Prajan, but I realize it's not enough, because I read a sutta where the Buddha asked Anon, Pranon, how many times do you think of death? And Pranon said 3-4 times a day, and the Buddha said it's still not enough.
Yes, he said that you have to reflect on that on every in and out of your breath, in and out breath, right? When you breathe in, when you don't breathe out, you die. When you breathe out and you don't breathe in, you die. So you have to be constantly thinking about death, every in and out breath, which means all the time, constantly.
So thinking of death helps us to relinquish some of our defilements, right?
Relinquish of your attachment to things. And you can say defilement. You relinquish your craving, your greed and hate and so forth.
So it kind of like evolves around, everything evolves back to death. So if we are taking things too seriously, think about death, oh, we'll die anyway. Don't bother stressing so much over certain things. Is that the right way to go about it, Prajan?
Well, to a certain point, reflecting on that could be a tool used by the defilement also. Well, if I'm gonna die, why do I do anything? Why should I be honest? Why don't I just cheat and lie and because I'm gonna end up dying anyway? So if you think like this, you have to think of the law of karma also to counter these thoughts. And whatever you do, you have to pay for it.
So it's both law of karma and death.
Yes. These two contemplation tend to go together. We are subjected to death, but we are also subjected to the law of karma. So it doesn't give you the green light that once you accept that, you can do anything. You still have to do good thing and avoid doing bad thing. The more so because you're gonna die. Once you die, then you have to reap the benefit of your good or bad karma.
So I need to cultivate the 4 Brahma Viharas as well, alongside.
Yes, this is when you have to deal with people. You use the Brahma Vihara. Excuse me. So do you have any other question?
No, Prajan, I just wanted to reflect, given that the topic of today was on death. So I thought I'd reflect upon myself, and thank you for your advice. Now I can see it from a slightly different perspective, and I'll practice contemplating it more often, Prajan. So thank you.
Okay, good. Next, Kok Seng from Singapore.
Yeah. Good evening, Prajan. Yeah, Prajan, may I check with you regarding my meditation? I'm using the mantra Bhutto for Samatha Bhavana. And last week, Prajan, you were talking quite at length with Sui about Vitakka and Vichara. So I'm thinking for my meditation using the mantra Bhutto, do I need to also apply Vitakka and Vichara? That means for breath, I know that when it's a long breath, or I know it's a long breath, when it's a short breath, it's a short breath. So do I need to apply that for Bhutto? Because so far in my Samatha Bhavana, what I did was I just chant Bhutto, Bhutto. And sometimes when my mind drift away, and when I become mindful, I will just remind myself, back to Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. But I have not say mindfully on whether the Bhutto is a long one or whether it's a short one. So just want to
you don't say it, you just merely act when you recite Bhutto, Bhutto, you're using.
So that means I do not need to be so mindfully be aware whether is it long or short.
When you use Bhutto, you don't see short or long. You see Bhutto. Okay. You see that you're still reciting Bhutto, 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 and not going away to something else.
Okay. So I will continue with my current practice of reciting Bhutto. When it's drift away, I will just bring it back. Okay. My second question, Ajahn, now I would be chanting Buddha when I'm walking, whether is it a short walk or whether is it a long walk. And so when I'm waiting, for example, at the lift lobby or when I'm inside the lift, I will also be chanting silently Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. Except when I'm crossing the road, then I will just pause and watch the traffic. So my question to Ajahn, so what benefits do we gain by chanting Buddha, Buddha during our walking, whether is it a long walk or whether is it a short walk or when we are waiting?
It is to prevent your mind from thinking about other things. That's all. The goal is to stop thinking. You use mantras to stop your mind from thinking about your business, about your family, about your friends, about your future. You don't want to think about this thing at all.
Okay.
You want just to make your mind to be merely knowing and not thinking.
Okay. But in between, street thoughts still comes in.
You ignore them. You ignore them.
Just ignore them.
Just stick to your Buddha, Buddha. Come back to your Buddha, Buddha.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Then my third question, Ajahn, last few days I've been reflecting on, or rather reminding myself that having been born, the body is subject to aging, sickness, and death, and separation from loved ones, and subject to the law of karma. And I would be going for a medical examination at a hospital due to some so-called some findings by a clinic doctor and was referred to a specialist. So even though I have been telling myself, oh, the body is subject to aging, sickness, and death, and so on, but there's still some anxiety. So yeah, so Ajahn, well,
you need to practice more equanimity. You have to do more meditation. Your mind is not calm enough to accept the truth yet. So you have to practice more meditation. Get into jhana if you can.
Okay.
Practicing mindfulness alone is not yet enough to bring your mind to equanimity. But you need the practice of mindfulness to meditate so that your mind can then enter into jhana and get and equanimity. Once you have equanimity, when you reflect on the truth of the body that it's gonna get old, get sick, and die, then you will not have any anxiety.
Okay.
So you have to meditate. You have to meditate. Do you meditate at all, or just mindfulness?
Yes, I meditate every day.
For how long?
Okay, early in the morning, for example, early morning maybe 1 to 2 hours, and then later part of morning also about 1 to 2 hours. Afternoon.
Do you get any equanimity from this meditation?
I only have mindfulness, but I have not reached jhana, no samadhi.
Mm-hmm. So you have the quantity, but not the quality.
Yes, I have only the quantity, the time, but no quality out of all this effort.
And it's because your mindfulness is not strong enough. So you have to practice a lot more mindfulness first.
Yeah. I will put in more quantity. Yeah.
By being more mindful.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah. Okay. That's all, Ajahn. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next. Belinda.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Go ahead, speak.
Ajahn, I'd like to ask about Dhamma protectors, like the Nagas and.
Oh, I never studied them. I don't know anything about protector. The real protector is your Dhamma. The Dhamma practice is the real protector. Everything else, I'm not sure whether they are real or not, or imaginary. But maybe they are true, to some people. To some people, if they have done some good deeds, and then they might be protected by some other spiritual beings like Naga or Devas. But it's not the goal of our practice to rely on this thing to protect us. The real protector is the Dhamma teaching of the Buddha. That's what we have to have. So don't worry about this Naga or Devas protectors. Try to develop the Dhamma protector, especially wisdom and samadhi. If you have these two, you can be safe from suffering. Even the Naga and Deva cannot protect you from suffering. They might protect you from harm and danger of your body, but not the mind. Okay.
Yeah, Ajahn, thank you.
I'll go to Rohini next. You're about to travel now, huh, Rohini?
Hello, Ajahn. Good evening. Yes, I'm here in at the hotel. I came today.
I see you arrived in Thailand now.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So
How do you find Thailand to be like?
it wasn't that I thought it is going to be very hot, but it is not very hot. So I came to the hotel straight away. So I didn't go out and
Yeah, we have a few rainy days here, so the weather's a little bit cooler
wasn't too
than
bad.
normal.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to see Ajahn in the morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, yes. Dana.
Okay.
Yeah, the hotel is staff is very, very nice people. So they help me to arrange things.
Okay, everything works fine. Okay.
Yeah, everything is fine so far. So, and even during the 13-hour flight, Ajah's teaching helped me to, I try to be, breath meditation during the sitting in one place, 13 hours.
Yes.
So it's a
Try to
good
be still as
opportunity
much.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't feel frustrated or,
No, so
restless.
yes, because I kept my mind in the breathing, but not continuous. Of course, it was disturbed by the people next to me, and the staff. But it was good. Yeah. And I will come to Wat Yan. I'm going to stay here 2 nights, and then I will come to Wat Yan.
And stay for 2 nights.
2 nights here and 3 nights.
At Wat Yan.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. I was a little worried because I haven't been to Thailand before. It is good.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Thank you, Ajahn. Yeah, thank you very much for your teaching and guiding us in the right direction. So I try to be mindful, and so I haven't reached the jhana state yet. So
You'll get there sooner or later.
yeah, but I'm confident of Ajah's teaching, so I should be able to reach that level. So thank you very much.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very, very much. I just want to pay my respect.
Okay. See you probably tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, next, Nining from Indonesia.
Yeah, Ajahn. I cut my hair again, Ajahn.
Shorter now, huh?
Yeah.
How do you feel like? Better?
Yeah, better. I hope this is the opposite reflection of my spiritual growth.
Yeah, this is the way to measure your wisdom. The shorter your hair, the greater your wisdom is.
Yeah, Ajahn. And last night, Ajahn, for the first time, before when doing meditation, I used the loving kindness mantra. But last night I used the mantra Buddho. I recite the Buddho very fast. Buddho, 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 Buddho like that. And then just in a few seconds, there is a flash lightning struck to my face. And since I have studied from Ajahn that I just stay calm and merely knowing about the phenomena, I don't engage and don't cling. And then I continue to watch my breath. Before I met Ajahn, if I get the phenomena, I engage to the phenomena, and then I just like sometimes doing traveling, going to the forest or go in the garden or like that, Ajahn. But this time, last night, even I'm very surprised because suddenly happened. It's the flashlight, but I can keep calm and just merely know.
Yeah, it's
about
not affected by what you see, you experience.
Yeah. And then on Sunday Dhamma talk, Ajahn teach about the said about the 10 parami of the Buddha, Ajahn. And just now Ajahn said that the link between the Four Noble Truths and the 3 characteristics of existence is dukkha.
That's right.
Yeah. And then is there any link between the Four Noble Truths and the 10 parami?
The 10 parami is the fourth noble truth, the magga, the path to the cessation of suffering. You need the 10 paramis to do it. It's similar to the Noble Eightfold Path, the 10 paramis.
Oh, I see, I see.
The 10 parami has sila, just like the Noble Eightfold Path has sila. It has equanimity, just like Samma Samadhi in the Noble Eightfold Path. They're actually the same thing, but putting in a different context, that's all, but it's the same thing.
So means that enlightened people will do that 10 perfection also, Ajahn.
Yes, you will have 10 perfection automatically when you become enlightened.
Actually, since I make aditana in front of Ajahn, it makes my life, my mind become more focused, Ajahn, and become more equanimity. So every phenomena that arise, not bother me because I have to focus to what I said, and I still struggling to walk in the path. That's why actually my mother will have 2 operations in this near future, but I can stay calm and I'm not nervous and I can face everything without any problem, Ajahn.
Good. It means you have equanimity. You have wisdom.
Yeah, but I said to my mother that, Mom, after if the 2 operations succeed, we can continue our plan to move to Thailand after my house is sold. Then we can. Oh, okay. My mother agree with that.
Good.
Yeah, Ajahn. Okay. So thank you very much, Ajahn. Thank you, Buddha, for the teaching and also Ajahn teaching, because now every day I cannot live without listening to Ajahn Dhamma talk. That's become addiction.
Good. It's a good form of addiction, not harmful.
Yeah,
beneficial.
yeah. I listening to 5 videos, sometimes more than that, because I feel peace and become more smart. My mind become more sharp in face of the phenomenon that arise in my life, Ajahn.
You have a translation also from the top, right?
Yeah. I always do. I always translate Ajahn talk and listening to the previous. I mean the old video of question and answer, and it's very inspired me because in one of that question answer, Ajahn said that it's very simple actually. Just no craving, you can be enlightened. So that's simple.
So simple,
Yeah,
it's so hard to do, huh?
Yeah, that inspired me a lot. So every time any problem or no craving, no craving, I said I have a new mantra. So no craving, no craving. It helps me a lot because it inspired me a lot, Ajahn.
Good. You got the right message of the Buddha.
From Ajahn, from the messenger.
Yeah, messenger.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Anytime you have dukkha, you say, I'm having craving, so I have to stop my craving.
Yeah. Stop craving, stop craving.
Good, good.
Yeah, and that's why I'm working on my kamatana to distract and demolish the future craving.
That's right.
Yeah, Ajahn. Thank you, and I'm very happy. Every day is a happy day.
Good.
Yeah,
Happy to
it's
hear
like
that.
it's like I have a weapon to win the war, to fight.
Okay, just keep up practicing.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course, Ajahn.
Until you have no craving left.
Yeah.
Then you
Thank
don't
you.
need to do anything. Once there are no craving left in the mind, then there's no need to do anything anymore.
Yeah, that's the goal, Ajahn. Because still there's so many things that I have to do. Take my mom to operation and so on and so on, and I will manage step by step.
Good.
But still
just
in the step.
don't do it with craving though. Huh? Just do it because you have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to keep my mind wise all the time. All I do not under my craving, not under my defilement.
Yeah, just customary thinking of anicca, dukkha, anatta also.
Yeah, I'm ready. I believe now I'm ready. I mean, separated with my mom, but I'm not sure, Ajahn, because it hasn't happened yet. But yeah,
good.
the more I learn, the more I become well prepared. That's what.
That's the purpose of learning, to be prepared for the eventuality.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
All
thank you.
right. You're
Thank you.
welcome. Next, Diana from King City, Canada.
Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn Suchart.
Yes, what can I do for you today?
I'm so happy to be here. I had a few family-oriented questions, if that's all right.
Sure.
Yes, I was we were attending the monastery as usual over the weekend, and the monks organized really nice English retreat program. I was talking to some families there, wondering how they keep the Dhamma available for their children in English, because it seems that in Sinhalese it's very clear and very involved, and for the English children I see it's a little bit less because it's a different language. And one family was expressing the thought that they're focusing a little bit on their children to be kind of blending into the society more. And I expressed the thought that there's only so much time that I'm actually focusing my family more to like take the weekend and have the retreat in order to make sure that the Dhamma is growing, not just for me, but for my child. And therefore, like, my whole family. And I wanted to hear a little bit of your guidance for that.
I'm not sure
my
what
question.
I'm not sure what your question is.
Somehow the parents of the other family, of the other children, were thinking that there was benefit in Dhamma for their children to be involved in the society, like blending into the community. And I thought, and I didn't think that was, I expressed my thought that I was making more Dhamma time for myself and my daughter, like for the retreat and attending monastery weekly. Instead of engaging socially.
Yeah, when you engage with people, try to avoid getting into any argument or any discussion that has different views, you know.
Okay.
Just to keep your view inside of you and respect the other people's view and let them do whatever they want to do.
Okay.
No need to convince them to do your way, and there's no need for them to convince you to do their way. If they want to convince you, you just merely nod and say thank you.
Okay. So I guess maybe part of me was seeking some confirmation that in my mind 5 days a week of socializing was enough, and then 2 days we could have off and just focus on the Buddha, and because it takes time to to remind the mind and absorb the teaching and experience some form of equanimity after some hours of practice.
Yes, the more Dhamma practice, the better.
Okay, so I'll just stick to my own schedule, which I worked really hard this year to pull away, like socially on the weekends, not just for me, but for my daughter also. Okay. And I noticed my daughter struggling a little bit with the original Buddha practice teaching that we as adults participate in. So I ended up getting her some lighter Buddhist literature, and we ended up reading it together, and it seemed like she was able to engage like on her level of awareness, that she was able to process more about this breathing in and breathing out, because they were giving a lot more external examples. I'm hoping that's still okay and useful for her to have that foundation on the surface before she gets in deeper.
Okay, no problem. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Yes. This year, lately, I've been thinking a lot about my distant father. Well, actually, let me update you that things with my mother, I feel they're taking a turn right in the middle of when I'm reacting. I'm able to just kind of catch myself in the middle, retract, and give back her the listening in the understanding that I wish I could give her after I didn't give it to her. So I'm making some progress.
Good.
Yes, and she is like, I'm seeing her response to me afterwards, that she's able to receive it. Yes. Yes, she's able to receive it. It's amazing. Thank you so much. So lately I've been thinking about my distant father in terms of like my responsibility for him. It seems that he has another family, and I've been just reaching he's in Russia and this big war is happening, and I've been just kind of reaching out verbally, but I haven't gotten any feedback.
Yes, you have to see how he reacts to your overture. Maybe he's not interested.
And that's what I'm starting to conclude. And in case if he's not interested, where does my responsibility end as his daughter?
Right there. If he
In
doesn't
what?
need, ends right there.
Oh, it ends right there.
Yeah.
He's just not interested. Okay.
But you can still wait for some other opportunity to to do your duty as a daughter. Like maybe when he gets older and he needs some help or support, and you can support him or help him, then you should do it.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to need any help and support because he has another family that is managing everything for him.
Okay, then there's no need for
So
you to
then
do
it just
anything.
ends there. Okay.
Yeah.
I had another little success where I was able to just observe my reaction and not engage in talking and convincing. However, I did struggle internally still in terms of like this. I was aware that, oh, I don't like this emotion. I don't like this response. And I'm just wondering, like, I just keep doing the Buddha, and there's nothing else I can do.
As long as you keep your mind calm, that's enough. That's good enough. Don't become emotional.
Okay, so if I'm feeling sad, I'm not calm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, and then all I can do is do Buddha until I become calm.
Yes. If you can use wisdom, you can see that what you're dealing with is anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Okay, okay. And then my second question, I really loved hearing about people coming and visiting you at the monastery. Is like the dream I have in my heart that I also have a chance to do this again. I'm just curious, what is the age? How old the people, children or teenagers, need to be to attend with your monastery? What?
Normally, we don't take any children in because it's a meditation monastery. So children who cannot stay calm and meditate can be a problem to other people.
So like teenagers, or what would you say?
Well, old enough to be able to control themselves, to be able to observe the precepts and observe the activity of the monastery.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all for now?
Yes, for now, yeah, my daughter's working on all the questions you asked last week, very slowly.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
All right. I'll go to Sulan now from Singapore. Sulan, how are you?
Oh, hello, Ajahn. Nice to see you. How am I?
Are you happy all the time?
I think I'm quite okay. Yeah, most of the
Okay,
time. Yeah,
good.
it's just that I keep thinking a lot.
Yeah, I have to practice mindfulness.
Oh,
Keep reciting mantra or chanting in your mind. When you think you're thinking too much, and just keep chanting or reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto
Bhutto, Bhutto.
to slow down your thoughts.
Yeah, I don't know why like my thoughts keep running and running. It's like
It's habitual. It's habitual.
habitual.
Yeah.
Oh,
You used to think all the time, so you cannot stop it. So that, yeah, without the help of using a mantra or chanting.
okay. Yeah. Because like, I was like, when I see my parents like they are very old, then I think of, oh, okay, what can I do to improve their life? Then I start to have more and more thoughts like, oh, I want to do something about toilet. Then, oh, I want to do something about their bedroom. Oh, then I want to do, then the list goes on. And then at the same time, like there's so much things to do. Then I end up, I don't know where to start or like which one to prioritize. And it ends up, then I research, then it keeps, I keep thinking and thinking, but the more I think, then the more paralyzed I feel. Yeah, like I'm like not, my time is spent on thinking rather than like actually doing. Then yeah, it becomes a a dilemma. Like I don't know what I should like focus
You,
on.
you should stop thinking. Then all the dilemma will disappear. You're creating the dilemma by thinking too much.
Oh, yeah. But when I stop thinking, then I will feel like I feel guilty. Like what if let's say they their time is not that much anymore, then I didn't do enough. Yeah, then I'll feel guilty for like stop thinking, and then I'll keep thinking, and then yeah, it becomes a vicious cycle. So I don't know how to deal with this.
Well, when you feel guilty, you have to stop thinking about feeling guilty also.
I have to stop feeling
Because
guilty.
feeling guilty is a thought also. You think about feeling guilty, so you have to stop that also.
Oh, so that's also a thought that I should stop.
Yeah. When you feel guilty, it means you're thinking about yourself being guilty. So you stop thinking about being guilty. See? Stop everything. Stop everything.
Not everything. Oh, okay.
Every thought, every kind of thoughts in your mind.
Yeah. Then I then besides this, then I think like, oh, okay, I need to exercise. Oh, okay, I need to
See, you're thinking again. You're thinking again. You have to stop this thinking.
yeah. I have to stop all this thinking.
You haven't stopped your thinking yet. So you have to use mantra and even to stop the thinking completely. Then you will feel light and easy and at ease.
Okay. And even the guiltiness for stopping the thinking is a thinking that I should stop.
I don't know, you're going crazy with your thoughts. And I say, just stay with Buddha, Bhutto, and stop thinking about everything else. Because you're thinking just running in circles.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I
Just stay with Bhutto, just stay with Bhutto.
just stay with it. Okay.
Try not to think about anything. Okay.
Then like if let's say I feel like I feel dukkha over like being like sort of perfectionist, I should also stop that thinking.
Yeah, you stop every thinking right now because your thinking is very confusing, very harmful to yourself. So stop everything for temporarily, stop thinking to realize that when there's no thinking, you feel better, you feel good.
Okay. Then I stop for how long?
Just do it now. Don't worry about how long. Just you see, you keep thinking about it now.
Yeah, I keep thinking.
You think too much. You think about everything.
Yeah.
You're thinking about not thinking. Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Just stop thinking and you'll find you live in a different type of world that you're in right now. Then you'll know what to do once you stop thinking.
I will know what to do once I
Yeah, you'll know what to do. Right now, all you have to do is stop thinking. So you can see the other side of your mind when it's not thinking, that it's calm and happy. Then you say, hey, maybe this is what I should be doing all the time. It's not to think.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So don't ask too much question right now. Just do what I say. Just stop thinking. Just keep reciting mantra, Bhutto.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome.
Wish you
Next.
good health.
Thank you. Next, Professor Ken. You came in early and then somehow you just went out.
Hello, Ajahn. Yeah, I was in at the beginning, but I just moved myself to the back of the queue. So
You move yourself intentionally by turning
yeah,
off the
just
video.
yeah, keep a low profile. I have no questions at the moment. Just enjoying the discussion.
Okay.
Thank you, Tanajan.
So we have a final participant. Thanks for the patience of waiting. Sri and Czech. We have a few minutes left for you.
Hello, Tanajan. Greetings,
Greetings,
Tanajan.
Tanajan.
Yes.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Nice surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a questions like okay, you taught us like last time to recite the phrase, right? Having been born, we are subject to old age, like sickness, death, separation from the loved ones, and subjected to the law of karma. And just now you mentioned that when we face with certain like situations or everything, that we have to start thinking about anicca, dukkha, anatta.
So what do you want to know?
I want to know, like you were saying, we face with anything that we
Yeah,
have to remind ourselves.
Yeah, anicca is impermanent. Everything is impermanent. See, so aging is a result of anicca. Sickness, death is the result of anicca, of the body being anicca. So just to teach you your mind that not to cling to anything, to let go of your attachment to everything, or your reliance on anything to make you happy, because they're not reliable, and they don't make you happy all the time. They can turn into suffering for you sooner or later.
So whenever, like, if I feel something that, or I feel happy, then I have to remind myself that, okay,
This
this
is
is
anicca. This is anicca. If you attach to it, when it disappears, then you can get dukkha.
Okay. And if I face with dukkha, then what's the dukkha?
Just face it then. It's also anicca. It will disappear sooner or later.
Okay.
It don't
Like
last
that.
forever. It doesn't last forever. Face it with
Yeah.
equanimity.
When I think like, oh, it doesn't last forever, oh, then I become sukha, and then I have to go back to this will be dukkha again.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Okay, now I see.
all you want to do is not to react to any situation or attach to any situation or people or things. Let them come and go.
Okay. People and things. Okay.
Treat everything like the weather.
Yeah. Okay. Now there will be another in my list that I have to remind myself. So yeah. Yep. There's another thing is like you mentioned about have like is that we have to imagine like many ways of death, like be it in an accident or suicide or like is that
I didn't say suicide.
that's from me.
Yeah,
That's from me. Okay.
suicide is a no-no. You cannot do that. It's breaking you're breaking the precept.
Okay. So any other death, like accident, like sickness.
Yeah, any kind that makes you scared, you have to teach your mind to become acquainted with it, so that you're not scared when it happens to you.
Okay. Okay. That's my questions. Like that was my.
You don't have to think about that severe situation. You just think about losing your money and becoming homeless first of all. Can you handle that?
We did think about that, and it's quite scary. So.
Well, it might happen, Who knows?
Yeah, because like we've seen a lot of homeless people too, right? Here.
Yeah.
So we did and pick it up to contemplate, like, but still scared, right? That's what make like us to gain this certain things, right? Or hopefully not to be like that. But sometimes we remind ourselves like things you never know, right?
Yes. But once you can accept that, then anything cannot be worse than death. You can accept everything else.
So going back to this like death contemplation. Okay.
Yeah, death contemplation.
Mm.
Once you can accept this, then you will be able to accept everything that can happen to you. You will say, "Oh, I'm still alive. It's better than death." I'm homeless, but I'm still alive. I'm sick. I got cancer, but I'm still alive. And I can take death, and if you have to die, that's okay also with me. So everything will be okay once you can accept death. You can accept everything else.
Oh, okay.
But
And
not suicide, not suicide. You don't kill yourself.
Okay. Yeah. No, because we've seen it, right? We have friend like suicide, right? But it's a good reminder that okay, suicide is kind of like breaking the precept.
Yes, let the body die by itself of itself. Don't do anything to cause death to the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's all. Thank you, Ajahn.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Nothing from you, Jack?
I just want to express my sympathy to Claudia's friend, about the daughter that passed away, and yeah, I it must be painful for a parent to go through that. Even though we know that yeah, we try to contemplate that, but it could happen to all of us. Anyway, like
Yes.
it will happen.
Because you lack equanimity. You see. If you have equanimity, then you will not feel sad or anything.
Yeah.
You just merely know, merely accepting. Okay.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you,
Ajahn.
You're
Ajahn.
welcome. Okay, then we'll go to Kunjuk now for more questions.
กราบนมัสการท่านอาจารย์ค่ะ We have 4 questions this evening, and the first 2 questions are from the assistant Gmail. The first question is from Gautam. Every sentient being has the capability to experience pain, and pain is nature's gift for protection of life. So why does pain become a stumbling block in the path of liberation in Buddhism?
I don't know whether it's a stumbling block or not. For some people, it's a blessing to have pain, because without pain, there's no wisdom. See? So when you have pain, then you have to use wisdom to deal with the pain. So you're forced to develop wisdom in order to be able to deal with the pain. See? So in Buddhism, pain is a good thing, because in order for you to become enlightened, you need to have the pain.
Is the Buddhist path opposing or opposite to the law of nature?
The path is always not opposite. It's always accepting the law of nature, the 3 characteristics of existence. Everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. This is the path of Buddhism.
What is the correct understanding of pain, and should it be totally ignored?
Pain is something that we have to live with. It's part of our life. We have to be able to live with the pain without having any suffering.
And the next question is from Sophia. Why is sankhara sometimes translated as fabrications or conditioned phenomena, conditioned reactions, or sometimes as volition or thought?
You have to ask the translators. I'm not the one who translates this thing.
So what is sankhara and its relation to khandhas and dependent origination?
Well, sankhara is one of the nama khandha. It's one of the mental property of the mind, which is the knowing element. See, the knowing element has 5 properties. First, it has the ability to know. Then it has the ability to feel, which is vedana. It has the ability to perceive or remember, which is sanya. It has the ability to think, which is sankhara. and it has the ability to be able to connect with the body to receive the sensual objects that come through the sensual organs of the body. So this is the property or the ability of the knowing element.
The next question is from Divya Goel. What does Tanajan think of the practice of people who are terminally ill fasting to death?
I don't know. If they want to fast to death, that's their problem.
Does that break the first precept?
It depends on your intention. If your intention to kill your body, then you're breaking the precept. But if you just can't eat and you're not eating, but you didn't have the intention to kill the body by fasting, then it's not breaking the precept. Sometimes the body just won't take any food. What can you do? You cannot force it to take food. Then you just don't eat.
What about physician-assisted suicide for terminally ill who cannot recover and experience a lot of physical suffering?
Yes, they commit the same breaking the first precept. When they do it yourself or assisting others, is considered to be breaking the precept.
The next question is from Praveen. Can you explain the best way to contemplate the 5 aggregates?
Well, the 5 aggregates are 2 parts really, the body and the mind. The body is the first aggregate, which is called Rupa Khanda. And the other 4, Nama Khanda, is the mind. It's the property of the mind. Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. And these 5, they work in conjunction, like a family, like a husband and wife. The mind needs the body because the body has the 5 sensual organs. And the mind wants to receive or want to experience the sensual objects. So the mind has to rely on the body to send the sensual objects to the mind so that the mind can then indulge or enjoy and also subsequently suffer because all these sensual objects are temporary. They're not permanent. They can only give you brief happiness. And when they're no longer there to give you the happiness, then you can feel suffering or sadness.
And the last question is from Metta Vandana. Can the equanimity reached at the 4th jhana impact the daily life interactions?
Oh yes, it will make your mind calmer and more rational. You can still interact, but not emotionally.
That is all, Ka.
Okay. That's about all the time we have for today. Thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is useful to you and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, be mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Thank
You have me, everyone.
Thank you, Admin. Bye-bye, friends.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.